Hello and welcome back to Wonderland. Today we're going to have afternoon tea here at the British Museum. So come along with me down the rabbit hole and we'll experience it together. Hello, it looks like we made it for another trip down the rabbit hole, and today we are inside of the British Museum. Oh my word, I can already tell you to pack your patience and give yourself plenty of time to get up here to the Great Court restaurant, because I tell you, it took me about 35 minutes from the time I arrived to the British Museum area. So I'll tell you a little bit about that in a moment. Let's start with a little bit of rabbit juice light. I have a glass of Prosecco, which comes with this afternoon tea today. So cheers to you, cheers to me, and let's have a lovely afternoon tea. As I was saying before I have my little rabbit juice light, make sure you get here nice and early, because you do have to, sometimes if you're silly like me coming here right before Easter, you're going to have to line up around the corner from the British Museum and then follow your way along with all of the crowds, and then you finally get through to the entrance, but then you have to go through security as well. So like I said, it took about 35 minutes from the time I arrived to the British Museum area. Another little hint, make sure that you book your free ticket on the British Museum website to even get into here so you can have afternoon tea. If you don't have a ticket, you're probably not going to get into the museum unless you go into a longer line around the building to get in. So just get yourself a time ticket and then book your afternoon tea, and I will make sure to leave links for this down below in the description so you could do it yourself. This is a lovely menu, I can tell you, with the magnolia on it. So we are here at the Great Court restaurant. It is on the 3rd floor in the center of the main hall. And I just accessed it through stairs. I just walked my way up, but there's also elevators, so you don't have to worry if you cannot manage stairs. But up here, as I see, it looks like a nice little covered cafe, you know, a casual type restaurant. So I can tell you I don't have huge expectations for this afternoon tea, especially after some of the ones that I've had recently, but that's okay. You never know what's going to happen in Wanderland, do you? You never know. Afternoon tea starts at £40 a person, but it goes up for £7 more if you'd like a glass of rabbit juice light or some Prosecco. And also looking through the menu now, there's going to be 4 different kinds of savories, and there's going to be 4 different sweets, as well as your clotted cream, rhubarb jam, and your scones. So let's get this afternoon tea started. I will tell you, the hot tea selection is really nothing to write home to mom about. But that's okay. There's 9 different kinds of hot teas, and I'll just read those out for you right now. It is English breakfast, Earl Grey, Malfing green tea, peppermint, chamomile, mango and strawberry, lemongrass, and ginger. I went for the mango strawberry because I just have a feeling it's going to be pink. And it's almost Easter, so I want pink tea. I was just served my little tea tower, and it looks very nice. It's pretty much exactly what I thought I was going to get. So it's a petite little 3-tiered tray serving tower, and on top are my desserts, in the middle are my scones, and on the bottom are my savory sandwiches. So everything looks fine. let's just try it. Let's do not judge this book by its cover. Up first, we're going to just go down the menu. We have a free-range egg mayo with truffle, watercress, and black pepper. So it looks pretty good to me. There seems to be a good amount of egg mayo in it too, so let's try it out. It's not too shabby. It tastes almost like there's a Miracle Whip in it, which I have not had Miracle Whip for like 1,000 years. You know, kind of like, it's more of a tart, sweet kind of mayonnaise. Yeah, it's fine. I do detect the truffle, which is always important. Yeah, not too bad to start. Yeah, not too shabby. We're going on to our second sandwich right now, and this is a Wiltshire pulled ham, sweet pickle, English mustard mayonnaise. It's on brown bread, and let's see how it goes. The main component of that sandwich was that sweet pickle in it, so it's a little tart, a little bit of cut up vegetables in there, pickled vegetables. That's what you tasted. There was one slice of the ham and the bread. It was soft, but you could tell that it's been made a little while ago. I think there's a large turnover here at this cafe, which would be to expect. Number 3 of our savories is going to be Coronation Spice free-range chicken, mayo chutney, and spinach. And it's on a brown seeded bread. Yeah, this could be interesting, definitely. I think that was the nicest of the 3 that I've tried so far. There were big chunks of lovely plump raisins in there and nice chicken. And it was seasoned quite well for a Coronation chicken sandwich, so a little bit of Indian spices. Yeah, it was just fine. It was just fine. I wanted to let you guys know that we are so close to our 100th afternoon tea review. So this is the 99th afternoon tea. Can you believe it? And then my 100th afternoon tea special will be from the Savoy. So that will be something to celebrate. So I'm looking forward to that, definitely. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really am so thankful for that. We are now on our last savory sandwich, and it's going to be a smoked salmon sandwich. And it's Isle of Skye smoked salmon, wild rocket, seaweed creme fraiche. So that sounds kind of interesting, and it looks like it's on a different kind of bread. It's almost like a spinach bread. So let's give it a go. That was just a little strange. I think with the smoked salmon being smoked salmon, there's enough fishiness with it, but with the seaweed creme fraiche, it just took it over. And you know, there's rocket in there. There's a lot going on. It was not a bland sandwich, but it definitely was not one of my favorite tea sandwiches that I've tried, unfortunately. And the bread, once again, it feels like it's been out for a while. So let's go on from the savories. Let's enjoy our scones and clotted cream. It is scone time, and I said before it was rhubarb jam, but it's actually a rhubarb scone. Oh, look at this. Big chunks of rhubarb. I have high hopes for this one, and it is served with a little pot of strawberry jam. I fixed my little bite, so let's try it.
Getting ready for this.
That was really good with those chunks of rhubarb. That was delicious. I could really taste the rhubarb, which is lovely and sweet but tart. Yeah, the texture of the scone was unlike that I've seen very often. It was more like a biscuit. But yeah, it was fine. It is what it is, right? There you go. My hot tea arrived, and it is a tea bag tea, which is fine, but it is strawberry and mango, and it did come out looking nice and pink, which makes me very happy. So let's try it out. Oh, it's very good. Definitely tastes the strawberry, definitely tastes the mango. Yeah, it's nothing that will change the world, but it's just fine. for a nice herbally kind of fruit infusion tea. No matter how many times I've done these afternoon teas for you, there always happens to be something that goes a little crazy. I think those Wanderlanders down here are giving me a little trouble. But I'm going to have to give you a little recap on our desserts. So the first dessert we had was called a apricot bakewell tart with raspberry jam, almond frangipane, and lavender. Now that one was okay. It was a little dry. It did have a flavor of apricots and almonds and a little bit of raspberry, but it was pretty dry as I ate it, unfortunately. And then the second kind of afternoon little delight I had was a lemon drizzle loaf with Buckingham Palace gin and citrus zest icing with a cornflower. So this one was cute. I didn't have high hopes for it, but upon cutting it, it was still nice and moist. I think the little zing of icing on top was really delicious. Yeah, it was great. And also, you have to have a little bit of hot tea with any of these to really make them much more palatable. Our next to the last little delight is going to be a Guinness red velvet and dark chocolate ganache with raspberry and rose petals. So this is a bright red cupcake with lots of chocolate frosting. So let's give it a try. My goodness, the only thing I tasted was that very, very, very chocolatey ganache. Very, very sweet, very, very thick. The cupcake itself, it was dry and it had no flavor. Yay! So let's just cut our losses and go on to our last little dessert. We are at the end of our sweets. Our last one is going to be spiced carrot and quinoa cake, salted caramel cream cheese, and pistachio. So let's soldier on and try this one. Well, this one was nice. It was moist. It tasted mostly of a carrot cake. I did enjoy the frosting very, very much. There was a crumble of pistachio for a little bit of texture. It wasn't bad at all. But you know, it still tasted very mass-produced, unfortunately. But as I said before, I wasn't expecting much. Well, what did I think about afternoon tea here at the Great Court Restaurant here at the British Museum? Well, it was probably exactly what I expected, which was a pre-done afternoon tea. Definitely. I know that they made all of these sandwiches earlier in the day because there is a huge turnover. It was okay. It was not great. It was just a very middle of the road and down. I've been very spoiled lately for the past 4 or 5 afternoon teas. I've had some very nice, traditional, very luxurious afternoon teas. And this one just came me crashing back down to earth, if that makes sense. It was fine. If you're hungry and you're at the British Museum, yeah, come on up here. But if you're not, and there's just countless choices of afternoon teas around London. Would I come back? I definitely would not be coming back for afternoon tea here, but that's okay. That's okay. But beyond that, I hope you have a lovely week, and I look forward to hearing from you. Please leave your comments down below. I love reading those. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time in Wanderland. Bye-bye.